to Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First, episode 305. It's Monday, the 16th day of July 2018. My names are Dr. Jerry the First Oguzie, and today I am speaking on the topic 7 steps to learn and master anything as quickly as possible. I wanted to learn how to trade stocks and ended up losing my home. I wanted to learn how to play chess better, and in one of my first tournaments, I threw all the pieces on the floor and cried. I wanted to learn to play poker, and I lost about $20,000 the first 10 times I played. I wanted to learn how to start a business. I wanted to learn more about investing. I wanted to learn computer programming, how to make a TV show, how to write a book, how to speak to a large audience, how to do stand-up comedy. I wanted to know and learn many things. Heck, when I was a kid, I wanted to learn how to breakdance. I wanted to learn how to kiss a girl. I wanted and I wanted and I wanted. But every time I ended up crying. And then I learned to learn. 1. Hack the 10,000 hour rule. This rule, developed by Anders Ericsson and popularized by Malcolm Gladwell, damaged me for years, thinking I needed 10,000 hours to succeed at anything. And it states that you need 10,000 hours of deliberate practice to reach master level potential. For instance, as Gladwell writes in Outliners, but Ericsson displays in his book, Peak, the Beatles got their 10,000 hours playing 20 hours a day in strip clubs in Germany before they wrote their first album. Mozart played piano for 10,000 hours by the time he was 12 years old, one story after another. So I felt frustrated, and when I mean frustrated, I mean frustrated. I am 50, sometimes I feel like it's too late for me. I only like to learn something if I can be among the best, if I can reach my potential. Potential enough to see the nuances in something I love so much, I want to get good at it. I'll be dead after another 10,000 hours of learning. But now I am convinced that the 10,000 hours can be skipped, and here's how you can do it. 2. Plus, minus, equal. Plus, find mentors. A mentor can be real, someone who is willing to help you analyze your mistakes, or virtual. You can get that from reading books. Both real and virtual are good. For anything you're interested in, you should read 100 books a year, and you should also watch 1,000 of videos. We have mirror neurons that learn by watching or reading our virtual mentors. It's as if we download their lives into our brain, and the mirror neurons think that their experiences are ours. For instance, when I wanted to learn how to be a better public speaker, I would watch videos of great public speakers right before I had to speak. When I played in chess tournaments, I would play through the games of world champions so I could learn more how they thought about the game. And every time I lost a game, I went over the game, move by move, with a grandmaster who I paid to coach me. He would set up similar positions to my losing position and would play game after game until I mastered the nuances. When I wanted to learn about investing, I read every investment book I could find and spoke with hundreds of other great investors. When you read to maximize what you learn, immediately after reading a book, write down 10 things I learned. Else, you won't remember more than 1 or 2 things at best from the book. I'm trying to learn stand-up comedy now. I capitalize it because it's that important to me. It's the hardest skill I've ever had to learn. I'm in year 2. I probably watch 20 videos a day. I videotape myself on stage 46 times a week. And I read books about and by comedians. Unfortunately, I have a podcast, so I can ask great comedians to come on and I can ask them any question I want. Equals. This is so important, it really deserves its own letter. This one category alone, equals, is worth about 4,000 of the 10,000 hours. How do you do that? Find people who love what you love and spend as much time talking about this shared area as you can. If you're all equally striving and finding your own path through learning this new skill, you all want to share, then you will build community and learn together. When I was learning poker, my friends and I would compare notes on every difficult hand we played during an evening. When I was learning investing, I would talk to friends in every area of investing: day trading, arbitrage, value investing, special situations, quantitative, etc. etc. And we would share notes and quickly learn through the experiences of each other. Why not do this with mentors? Because the mentors have so far passed this level, they are not always able to go into the weeds in the same way as the equals. Minus: explain what you are learning while you are learning it. Two reasons: if you can't explain in a simple way, then you need to learn more, and that's the beginner's mind. Two, people who are behind where you are in the learning, in the skill, will ask basic questions that you often need to rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. Again, that's the beginner's mind. The third thing you need to do is micro skill. Every skill worth learning has dozens of micro skills. For instance, when I started my first successful business, I had some natural skills as sales and technology. It was a technology business, but I had to learn so many micro skills in order to succeed that I felt like I was going to die and fail almost every single day. Here are some business micro skills: sales, management of employees, negotiating, selling to investors, selling to acquirers, product development, product consistency and execution, motivation, emotional stability, and on and on and on. All of the skills are exclusive of each other. Negotiating is not the same as sales. Product development is not the same as management. But each skill needs to be developed to be successful. For chess, the micro skills are openings, middle game, end game, tactics, positional play, which can be developed into about 50 micro skills, as well as all the different types of end games: attack, defense, psychology. For stand-up comedy, the micro skills are likability, commitment, micro work, crowd work, pacing, stage control, and finally humor, which includes punchlines, premises, tags, callbacks, storytelling, personnel, act outs, and so on and so forth. So for whatever you're interested in, list the micro skills. Figure out what you're good at doing or what you're bad at doing, and how you can learn to be better at each. 4. Failure. Anything worth learning, you're going to suck. You're going to suck badly. The first day you play chess, you might love it. You might be talented, you might be confident, but you're a disaster compared to anyone with experience who has studied the game. This same goes for business, for investing, for writing a book, for acting, for art, for creativity, for everything worth learning. And failure is very painful. Nobody wants to lose money in a poker game or in investing. Nobody wants to spend years or months writing a book nobody wants to read. If you love something and you want to get to your peak potential, your heart is going to break when you inevitably fail. And you will fail big and horrible, and it will be like your brain and heart are torn in half. But that's the good news, because now you're qualified to study the failure. You can go to a plus and your equals and look at where you went wrong. You can't learn as much from succeeding because it's harder to pinpoint where mistakes are, and it means you're not taking enough chances. Ray Dalio, the largest hedge fund manager ever, told me on my podcast that pain plus reflection is equal to progress. That means that pain is a must. With stand-up comedy, I always say yes to a challenge. Do comedy on a Sunday? Yes. Do comedy on a subway car? Yes. Do comedy on a Monday night in a blizzard with an entire audience from Norway? Yes. Go on stage with one of 12 fever and my voice completely short? Yes. Then videotape. Then go over quarter by quarter, second by second what you have done. I was speaking to one of the best comedians in the world a few weeks ago. He told me he still videotapes and studies every single time he's gone on stage. Every year, every month, he's better than the month before. With business, it's difficult because a business can take years. But try to have mini features. Challenge yourself on deadlines. Challenge yourself on customer acquisition, on customer service, on micro execution of products, and on and on and on. Figure out the ways that you can fail. Do them, study them, rinse and repeat. 5. Energy. This should be the first item really, because it's the most important. Without energy, you can't learn. If you don't sleep enough, you'll be too tired and you won't learn. If you're in a bad relationship, your brain will be distracted and you won't learn. If you don't exercise your creativity, you won't be able to combine ideas and learn from idea sex. If you are too anxious, you'll spend too much mental energy worrying about the future instead of learning in the present. When I went broke for the fourth or fifth time, I finally had to take a look back and say, what was I doing right every time I made money? And what was I doing wrong? It all boiled down to these four. 1. Physical health. Eat, move, sleep. Emotional health. Eliminate all of the toxic people in your life. Creative health. Write down 10 ideas a day. The ideas can be about anything. Spiritual health. Learn how to deal with anxiety and regret. Release control over the things you have no control over. Just these four things gave me so much energy. It probably took another 1,000 to 2,000 hours out of the 10,000 hours. 6. The 1% rule. Try to improve 1% at a day at whatever it is you're trying to learn. This seems like a small number, but just 1%. But 1% a day compounded is 3,800% per year. That's 37 times better than where you started in just 1 year. I have a friend who I always play chess with. He plays chess all day, every day. But he never read a book on chess or studied with anyone. He just played the same moves and made the same mistakes game after game. I asked him why he didn't take the basic steps to improve. All you have to do is to take basic steps each day to improve as small as 1%. He said, I just like to play, and that is fine. But he never got better. Chess is much more enjoyable. In fact, everything is much more enjoyable when you get better and when you learn and can appreciate the subtleties and the nuances. Everything is an art form. The greatest artists have a vocabulary of 100,000 of patterns in their chosen field. Speaking, that vocabulary is pleasurable because you can enjoy the art form more. You can succeed more easily. You can get acclamation for your success. You make friends with others who are also successful because you speak their language. But it requires everyday learning new words in your art form. Studying how Warren Buffett invests, or how Bobby Fischer plays the King's India, or how Richard Pryor brought his authentic voice into his comedy, or how Richard Branson can build and manage 400 businesses, or challenging yourself to fail a little bit each day to expand your comfort zone. 1% a day is equal to 3,800% a year. Number 7, do it. You can't get better at chess just by reading about it. You have to play it. Then you have to play on high stress situations like a tournament. You can't get to be the best at business just by reading about Richard Branson. You have to start a business or work for a startup or even work for a big business and notice their small successes and failures. You can't get to be great at comedy by watching videos. You have to go on stage every day, every day. So what's the summary here? Plus, minus, equal. Micro skills, failure, energy, 1% rule. Do it every day. Use the above to hack the 10,000 hours rule. 10,000 hours of deliberate practice gets you to your full potential. And until I come your way again, this is Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First. This program is powered by Top Media and Communication Nigeria. All rights reserved. Thank you for listening to this broadcast today. It would please us to no end if you continue to visit our podcast. And so to be able to do that, kindly click on the red subscribe button towards your right to subscribe to our channel. In the same vein, also click on the bell beside the subscribe button so that you can always receive the notification for any new podcast we upload. Also give us a thumb up to like this podcast. These help us to grow. And do help us share the podcast to your friends in the different social media sites you belong to. Click on the share tab just below the podcast and share directly from there. The full text of this podcast is on our blog, and would you want to read it, kindly visit the blog. We have a Facebook page where we also post our podcast on a daily basis. If you're on Facebook, kindly like our Facebook page. The links to our blog and our Facebook page are in the description box right below. Thank you for your attention. Do have a very nice day.